So be about the thing that you're talking about, but stay true to it. Because if you're pivoting or rebranding, you can do that. But now you have to
Yep.
completely be in that place.
Yeah, and I think even like using that example, um, what I'm very adamant about
Mm-hmm.
with like going to the audience piece, like yeah, like people have to trust that what I'm talking about is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But even like who I'm talking to, so
Yeah.
like for us, we talk to photographers a lot, a whole lot. We started to talk to podcasters a little more. We talk to photographers a lot in our content. And so even that whole like you can move stuff around, well, we need to be showing photographers move stuff around, you know, and not just in our content, but when people book. Like if it's the first time here, like if one of us are here, we let them know, yeah, you can move all of that. Like whatever you need, move it. And if you want to leave it there, leave. You don't have to reset it.
Yeah.
Just leave it, right?
Yeah.
But that is very that's very key to us when choosing that audience. We specifically chose like photographers.
Mm-hmm.
We want photographers to use the space, so we need to be talking to photographers about how to move stuff around,
Yeah.
where it can go. You be open, like use your creativity. What do you think
Mm-hmm.
looks good with your client? You know, so that's huge with just like even that example. But we were also very strategic to say like being consistent in talking about moving it around and showing people to move
Mm-hmm.
stuff around, just
Yeah.
the whole topic in
That's
general.
important.
Yeah, it's so important. And also consistently talking to that audience. That's a big piece that I think sometimes we overlook it because it can be a thing where if you're too general, then, you know, if you're talking to everybody, nobody's going to listen.
Exactly.
But when you call out a certain group of people, a certain type of person,
Yep.
then their ears are going to perk up because oh, you mean me.
Yeah.
So that's huge even with a podcast.
You
Like
immediately know when somebody is in your ballpark of information.
exactly.
Like, because you convict yourself. You're like, oh, like even if you try to not do that, you already did.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, they're talking to me because I know these are things that I need to do or these are things that I need to work on.
Yeah, this is information I need to make
Yeah,
my thing better or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah, so we got know what we
Purpose.
want to talk about,
Yep.
the purpose, and then consistently doing it,
Yep.
being about what we're talking about,
Yep.
and then also
Building
knowing who we're
trust.
talking to. Yeah, building trust with our audience, knowing who we're
Exactly.
talking to, and then building that trust consistently. What else? What else do we need to be thinking about with starting a podcast?
You need to think about,
And again, guys, this is before you even pull out equipment
yeah,
and have your episodes lined out.
you first gotta think the thing out and know what you're gonna do. Like basically build a business plan for it.
That's good.
So
Dang.
you have you got so many tools now to develop stuff. Build a business plan. Go in, build your profile in your AI machine and say, hey, look, this is who I am. This is what I want to talk about. Generate me 10 podcast topics based on this within this area. Like the more information you're able to deliver, a AI machine, we can go deeper into that another time, but into something that can help you, you're going to get better results out of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you take that information, you tweak it, you build it to the way that you want it to be, in order to reach the people you want to reach, in order to help the people, in order to everything we do is for people.
Absolutely.
Let's get that out of the way. A lot of people want to do things for themselves, but what you're doing for yourself isn't going to help anyone. And if you think about it, everything about you is based on what you gathered from people. You just tweaked it to your personal like standards
Yeah.
and stuff that you want. If you never saw a studio before, you're gonna be the first one to decide, hey, I'm gonna make this place that people can come to and take pictures called a studio.
Right.
Yeah, it's like there are things, but you made it your own. You know, hey, I've been to different type studios. This is what I think I want to do with one of my own.
Yeah.
So just like we talk about the psych wall, it's like it's not many of those in the area. You decided you want to have one. You could have put 2 more sets over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it was the thought.
you put a niche, but like this is a niche thing.
Right.
So
exactly.
people are gonna come to it because there aren't many of it anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Not easily accessible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or actually affordably accessible.
Affordably accessible
Yeah.
is what I meant by easily.
Exactly.
Being honest. But yeah.
So
No, that's really good. I love that everything is for somebody.
yeah.
And that's a huge thing, even when it comes to creating content. Like, if you just in it for you, so you can feel good, you're gonna eventually not feel good doing it.
Yep.
Because you're gonna hit a creative block, which you're gonna talk about. You're gonna probably hit some burnout at some point. You're gonna get tired. But if it's beyond you and bigger than you, and you help, if there's somebody on the other end of that thing that you know is they're getting helped. Either you're making them laugh every week, and you getting somebody through their work shift that they don't want to be at that desk, but they gonna turn on your YouTube in the background while they typing in that data. Because I used to do that in my job. Like like them podcasts got me through tough work days. You know what I mean? Like thinking about the other person or the people on the other side of your content, and what they might be getting from it. I think that even will fuel you to keep going.
Yeah.
And it'll fuel you to keep going, but it'll also inform you on what they might need most.
Yeah.
Because you may think that you need to be talking about mics, but really, like, those same mic people also need some information about like lighting, which you also know about.
Yeah.
And so then you could do a whole series just about that. What we're doing right now, like this whole series, is because so many people have questions about creating content. They want to do it. They want to get into it. It's just like, where do I start?
Exactly.
And here we are talking about it. But it's because there's somebody else on the other side of these cameras, on the other side of your microphone, that is connected to it, that's listening to it, that's tuning in. And like you said, like it's always for someone.
Yep.
I think that's huge. It takes the selfishness out of it, because people are quick to jump in just out of
I said that before.
self-grandiose.
Selflessness over selfishness.
Yeah. No, that's huge. That's huge. I think that's a major thing to be thinking about. Like, who am I helping, and in what way?
Yeah.
Because even if, like, let's take like all the marketing jargon out of it, like, oh, target audience, like, okay, like, forget about that.
Who am I talking to?
Who am I talking to, and am I helping them? How? You know?
And am I just sitting here rambling on? People know when the information that you're delivering is not good.
Yeah, it's not good, and it's not
trash.
helpful.
It's like, oh, like if stuff starts to make too much nonsense, like you gotta start thinking, hey, does this make sense or does it not make sense?
Too much nonsense.
And if you keep talking about stuff that doesn't make sense, why am I still listening to you? Like, you're filling my brain with things that aren't going to excel me. And who really wants to go backwards?
Exactly. I'm not able to use any of this information. And yeah you're absolutely right.
All right, cool, bye.
Exactly. Now, I love that you said too, I'm gonna go back, like a business plan.
Yeah.
So we have like, and I'm just running through it, we have like what we want to talk about, how we're going to build trust, who we want to be talking to. Next thing we want to be thinking about is like, well, how you going to get it out there? How you going to market it? Yeah, you're going to make the podcast, right? But you also need to get people to watch the podcast, which that is a form of marketing. That is marketing.
Are you going to say something so profound to somebody?